And today is also Earth Day, where people around the world highlight ways to nurture the planet and mitigate pollution. And this year's theme is plastics, which coincides with the UN delegation developing a binding international treaty to deal with plastic pollution, with the session starting Tuesday in Ottawa. And CTV's Colton Prale joins us live with more on this. Thanks, as always, for joining us, Colton. So the UN negotiations begin in Ottawa tomorrow for a World Plastics Treaty. What exactly is the goal of these negotiations?
Yeah, Jamie, so these are round 4 out of 5 negotiations on creating a global plastics treaty that will specifically focus on the elimination or the mitigation of plastic waste. And that's going to be the key component here, is how far does this treaty go? They're most of the way there, and currently the high-level proposal is a total elimination of plastic waste by 2040. But as we saw at many events similar to this, think COP28, for example, often those high-level aspirations are watered down. Now, this round of negotiations in Ottawa, Canada is one of 60 countries that has signed on to a coalition targeting that 2040 elimination. But if it doesn't go that far, if it falls short of a total elimination, then what we're likely to see is some sort of mitigation measures for plastic waste. We're likely to see forms of a cap on production, especially of what are known as chemicals or polymers of concern. These are elements in the creation of the plastic process that are chemicals that are frequently things that are either highly toxic, they are long-lasting, think forever chemicals, you may have heard that term before, or they could also be something that moves very quickly through waterways, highly mobile chemicals. These are things like pesticides and laundry detergents, for example, that are used in everyday life, but also have a very significant impact on the environment, whether that's damaging ecosystems or harming animals themselves down the line who consume some of these plastics. We've seen that happen. Microplastics are now being found in babies, for example, newborn human babies as recently as 2020. This is all a very recent development. And so this negotiation focuses very specifically not just on the managing of waste as a whole, but on the creation of plastics and what goes into that, which types of plastics may need to be mitigated. Think of Canada's single-use plastics ban. That's something that's going to be talked about as well. It's also going to focus on the emissions of plastic throughout their life cycle. They are a very highly emitting product, and so what needs to be done to curtail those emissions. Overall, it's really about trying to reduce that waste, if not entirely, then in a way that it is no longer going to have such a harmful impact on nature, on ecosystems, and of course on humans themselves.
We appreciate that update. That's CTV's Colton Prale. Thank you.